For those of you who think you need more at home.
For those of you who feel the need to ask for anything.
For those who just need a little nourishment.
We have that at home.
Brunch. We eating, laughing, talking, and having a good old time. And everybody's welcome, y'all. We at
Brunch. We talking everything that you always be thinking about. Come.
Hey.
What's good, everybody? It's King, it's Moni, it's G, and this is We Have That at Home. Brunch.
Brunch. Oh, what y'all got today?
Okay, with the taquitos.
Okay.
What y'all eating?
Hold on. We have a special guest with us, Miss Brie.
Hola, Brie, baby.
Welcome back. We can't hear you.
Something's up with your sound, boo.
Show us that platter. No, Brie.
We can't
What
hear
happened?
you.
Just show us that plate. She's
I know, she's still trying to show us a plate. You're right. Yes. All right, let me narrate. I see a fried chicken.
Okay.
Queso on the side. It's bread. Got you mayo. Ketchup.
It's hot.
Get your sound together. What is happening? You're on mute right now.
Looking good, Brie.
It says your mic isn't connected, so I can't unmute you.
See.
You were good.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes.
There we go.
But is it good? Because it's not on my mic, it's on the laptop.
Yeah.
We hear you, Brie.
All right, so you might hear sirens outside, just saying. Okay.
It's all good.
So, yes, we have hot sauce.
Hot
We have Kennedy fried chicken.
Yeah.
Kennedy, I had him go outside real quick. Then this is my party rice, arroz con gandule, rice and beans from yesterday. You know what I'm saying? Very good.
Yeah.
And then I almost left it, but it's the bread from you know what I'm saying?
There you
Yeah,
go.
I love it.
Good.
Who's going next? What you got, Scheme?
I have me some pumpkin loaf.
Ooh.
Because I'm fancy today. I am in a special location and I am being served. So I have me a good pumpkin loaf and a good grapefruit libation.
Libation. You better libate.
That's hilarious.
I'm simple today. I have my little mug. It
Yeah.
has a little cafecito in there. It's sweet. It's delicious. Energizing.
Yes.
All y'all foods got accents. I have some homemade tacos.
Tacos.
Tratos. They're actually turkey. I tried to cook with beef, so they turkey ground
What
turkey.
you got, ground turkey?
Yeah, ground turkey tacos, and I got a little. I might get a little munchy later on in the show, so I got a little pear. You know what I'm saying?
Yo. D'Anjou pears. D''Anjou. That is like my favorite fruit. When they get soft, they are so juicy and delicious.
Pears.
It's the green ones. It's like they get nice and soft, delicious.
Y'all get to these good too. The Sunday, the Sunday strawberry lemonade.
Sunday.
Is it a soda?
Yes, it's soda, but it's good.
A strawberry lemonade soda.
Yeah, it's good.
Fun. Have never heard of it.
Talking about fun.
Party.
So we about to munch it up. We got us a good show today.
Yes. So we have Miss Brie back on.
You hear me?
Yeah.
We hear you.
Yes. All right. So we're on the headphones.
All right.
No sirens.
Yes. No.
So we're going to talk today, our brunch episode with our guest, Brie. She's going to talk to us about being a New York City super mom. Where's your cape at?
It's
Cape
right
out.
now. I have a bunch that I'm laying about.
It's dry. You washed it. and about surviving the New York City shelter system. So, Brie, you can also shout out your socials, let us know where we can find you, and tell us a little bit about your story.
Okay, so you can find me on Instagram. I'm mostly on Instagram and YouTube. On Instagram, I am loyu_Brie, Brie. And on Instagram, on YouTube, I am Bree's Threads, Brie apostrophe S_threads, THERDS. Yeah, so that's basically my platform where I kind of started I did also a podcast on there, which I basically met with people and we only did voices. That was my thing. But then when March hit last year, this year it got a little crazy. But yeah, my Instagram is mostly there. I put it more as like a blogging, everything that I'm doing on YouTube and things like that. But my main audience usually really is the moms, because I find that a lot of people think that, after motherhood, your life stops and things like that. I'm more of like, how do you, huh?
It doesn't? It doesn't stop?
No, it doesn't. Sometimes it depends on, how you set up. But my setup is just trying to just do more with what I'm given, Just trying to do. So, talking about my YouTube, my most watched video is my how to survive the New York City shelter system. That literally came in like, I don't know, like early morning, I'm waking up, don't want to get up. And I don't know, it just came to me like, what is something that I am passionate about and I went through that is rare, I would say, And for me, thinking about, so many YouTubers, I'm late on it. So where you gonna be? What you gonna do? Are we back? All right. Where we gonna, what we're gonna do? What I'm gonna do that's different to pop, because that's the main thing. It's like, oh, you're gonna do this, but it's gonna feel the same. For me, the shelter system is it's no joke. It depends on why you're going in there. My first video was only 6 minutes. It was a topic video. It's my first topic video on my page, on my channel, and it really it brought about so many questions in my DMs. Literally, they wanted to know more about what vouchers were, because I kind of like skimmed through 6 minutes, what I can put in 6 minutes. So I wanted to reach the people who, if it's a choice to go into the shelter system, if it's something that happened, a fire, I just wanted I wanted someone, whoever needed it, like someone who's at home with their mom and they're in an abusive relationship. They feel like they can't leave because of the child and things like that. So when I made that video, I kind of broke it into 3 parts. I broke it into living situations. I broke it into what to expect in terms of assistance and help, and kinds of skim through support system and what to do before going in. And it motivated so many people and it moved so many people that I made a second one, and that was longer, which I just put it out last week. So I don't know, I just feel like, and I also vlog a lot, so I feel like that video will bring about everyone who I think should be interested in my content, which is, girl, do what you gotta do. There's nothing that you can't do, and where there's a will, there's a way. You know what I mean?
So how do you so I know there's a stigma, like no doubt, and New York City, probably everywhere else too. Like nobody wants to go into a shelter. Like it seems like rock bottom, like you don't have people, nobody's taking care of you. So like, can you go into it with a plan? Like, like if you go into the shelter system, it's not like a forever thing. It doesn't mean like, you're at your worst or anything like that. So what was your plan when you went in?
So I didn't have a plan going in. That was where my video came. It's for the people who are making a decision. And I make it really clear, this ain't for shorty or fulanita that wants to get another crib and they want to rent their other, like, you know what I mean? It's not about that. It's about that person who's in need. And forget what and forget what people have to say, because fulana's not putting you up. Fulana's not putting you, your kids, and because I'm talking more about. I mean, single shelters are really difficult too, but I'm talking about family shelters. This is decisions you're making for little kids as well. Your children, your family. Right. People, you think, oh my God, they're gonna judge me, but like when you're in there, nobody's worried about you. You know what I mean? You have to go and leave a situation or a function early to get to your location at to get to your location at a certain hour. You know what I mean? Because you have to have a roof over your children's head. Like that's real.
Right.
That's real commitment. You're making a choice. Now, yes, my video is for the people who are making choices. And the difference is, yes, you can make a plan. And the first thing is your support system. Before going in, you have burned many bridges. In life, people burn many bridges. And if you didn't, you're going to see what bridges you do have. You know what I mean? So at that point, you focus on, because one of my main points people love too is you don't go in there for friends. That's not what we're going in there for.
Right.
The person next to you is where you don't want to be. You're both in the same boat. You know what I mean? Now, if you see that you can, socialize, zing here and there, and go back to what you got to do, that's your own preference. But when I mean, they're not your support system. So you're not going to be like, I need to go to work, but my neighbor who's in the same situation and living in the same shelter I am, like, that's not how that works. So, yes, you go in with a support system. And secondly, you go in with knowing this is helping me step up. This is not something that I want to be in forever. Okay. Yes, Mo. It's basic. Those videos help a lot of people because I go really in depth in why it's important to know your end goal.
Yeah.
Your end goal is to get your own, not to be relying on anybody else. And this past system in New York City, this past place in the Bronx, this is created for people who need this, who need to step up so that they can have help. Need, necessary things that they need, like shelter, resources, and then you do what you got to do. You know what I mean? Like, and that's what I basically really talk about, because you could feel like, oh my God, I'm so hopeless. I don't know what I'm going to do. But yes, my videos, I feel like if I wanted them, I wish I had them when I first went in.
So when you were like, what is the conversation that you have with your kids when you are there? And like, what is like the setup like? I honestly, like, I don't know. Like when you go there, like, are you like, because I know like what the single shelters are like. It's like everybody in one room, everybody has a bed or something like that. And I'm like thinking, is that like the same situation when you have kids?
Yeah. No. So in terms, my second video goes in detail about this. So when you have, let's say, children, they're going to follow your lead. The first thing you have to remember is that children crave routine. They crave routine. So once you get to your location and your placement, forget the whole going into the system, going into this big building that has several layers of floors, and you're going to feel like you're freaking and get investigated. You're going to feel that way. And I mentioned that too in my second video, just because I wanted not to be such a big shock. You're going to feel like you're getting investigated. They're going to ask you where you've been living for the last 10 years. They're probably going to ask you who the fuck, everybody's phone number from 5 years ago that you lived in, and then obviously your most recent situation. And in some cases, that situation be shitty. You may have left because you had an argument, a bad situation. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Those things, and they go in there and they call those people. Like, they get really in your business. But this is because situations have happened in the past where Becky had a house and then she came into the shelter system because she wanted another house so that she could lease it. You know what I mean? And they found out. So I tried to like soften that blow on people, that they're not, when you're going in there, you're obviously going in there because you really need to. Like I said in the beginning of the video, this is not for people who want to be lazy, right, or doing this for an undercover benefit. So yeah, so it in retrospect, I feel like I wish I had this.
The kids.
Sorry about that. Kids. So yeah, they crave routine, and for teenagers. So for kids, once you get in there, you have to make sure. Remember, they're gonna put you in a place where you're probably close to home and you're close to their school and things like that. It should be the same borough. So things could be the same, but once again, you're gonna have to. Okay, I'm in the situation. Where am I living? Everywhere. You map it out when you get there, and then you start the routine. They're gonna have to wake up. You have to wake up. You have to go to school. You still have to do these things. You know what I mean? You still have to maintain the same, like I said, routine. Just because you're in a
in something that looks like an apartment.
Okay, so you either go into something that's a brownstone, which is less security, and you probably won't have a caseworker. You won't have anything that's really, you're more independent route. You probably got, they like I said, you get really investigated, so they
Mm-hmm.
place you where you're most needed, where your needs are met. Then you have something that's a little bit in the middle between a scatter site, which doesn't have any type of structure, to a facility. Is in the middle. So you may have a caseworker and a social worker. You may have a social worker and security guard, or you may not have a security guard. Maybe have a worker. That's it. And that's more like a brownstone. Both those sites are like brownstones. You'll be shocked, or you have tenements. You'll be shocked. Then you have something that's more like a facility. There's some there's many in the Bronx that are big facilities, and you will go in there. It will have washer, dryer, a room where you will get, let's say, your GED or anything like that, like maybe even a daycare on site. All of the necessary needs, and those are probably people who have disabilities, people who just need more, and they are aware of that.
Oh, sweet. So they can help you find transitional housing, and what about work? Do they help you with work as well?
Yes, but then again, once again, HRA is really close with DHS, which is the Department of Homeless Services.
Okay.
So they work hand in hand. So if you keep on going to your program, HRA and things like that, that's where you will get your work and things, But like I said, in facilities, they might have that on hand for you, like getting your GED. Maybe even open houses where people
Mm-hmm.
come to that facility and are abilities. Like I said, when you go into these, like I said, like you said, Mo, people look at this like, damn, you gotta go into. I wish I had a plan, but when you have a plan, I'm sure it should be much easier for you to handle. And like I said, and like we were saying, in terms of the children, sorry, Mo, I want to get it. When it comes to teenagers, you gotta keep it real. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be more real than obviously with a child. With a child, like I just wanted to mention, just follow my lead. They're gonna follow your lead. You're not going crazy. You don't feel like, oh my God, I don't know what's going on. They're gonna be like, okay, this is just a new place.
The kids already know half the time nowadays, and now your teenager all the way knows. So you just need to keep it 100.
You gotta keep it very transparent.
Yes.
Because the more they know, the more they feel like they're involved, and this is their life too. Yeah, this is their life too.
Now, Brie, I wanted to ask you. You said like it's important to have a plan. Now, like, is it a grace period when you like enter the shelters, and like how long is there? Do it like depends on the situation?
It really does depend on the situation. They go in, and the best case scenario, you want 6 months. You know what I mean? That's the best case scenario. But in my case, I was about 2 years.
Okay.
And in 2 years, I was in 2 locations. At first year, I was in a facility, I was married. I was with my ex at the time. We were married, so it was more like a family situation. So they did put you, where you have childcare, things like that. So it's a good situation. And we needed some help, in terms of, work and, furthering education and things like that. And then the second year, I was separated from him, and I was like in a scatter site, more of like a brownstone. So it was an apartment.
Okay.
And it really is up to you. So the caseworker could do all they want to do for you, but if you're not pushing the envelope, you're not gonna get nowhere. You know what I'm saying? You're really not gonna get. And remember, it's really about manifesting too. You gotta really speak that shit out. This is not my last stop. This is not my last stop. I'm going further. This is only this stop. You know what I'm saying? This is for today.
Mm-hmm.
I think that mentality has a lot to do with it, because some people really like find themselves in a situation and just give up and be like, this is it, this is the end, this is my life. But it's like, you can use everything to your advantage. And I believe if somebody's providing services for you and you need them, like, take advantage of that. Like, that is why we pay taxes when we do work, like those services. So when you do need help, you can get the help that you need.
Yeah.
I just wanted people to stop being so scared. And even if this is something they're just thinking about, because it's funny, because I even have like my own homegirls who are in situations. They're like, "You talking about me?" You talking about-" I'm like, you know what? Maybe, but if you need it, I'm not saying your name. You know what I'm
You
saying?
get that a lot. Are you
Yeah.
talking about me?
I'll be like, well, don't duck if it don't apply. Like,
Seriously. I'm like, did it help you? She was like, yeah, but, and then this is where I had my second video because people were like, yeah, but how about this and how about that? Like I said, a lot of people have questions about kids. And listen, I always say this too. It's not where you live, it's how you live. And remember, home is not where, obviously the structure is what you make it.
Right.
And I grew up in the projects, and let me tell you, walking out my house, I never felt any type of way because my mother had us looking up really high, head high. This was just where we lived.
Right.
That's what she made it seem. When we walk in our apartment, that's why nobody was able to go in my apartment. Like I understood that now as an adult. You understand? You don't want all these vibes in your apartment. And that's another thing too. People are scared of like losing their friends or losing. If that's what's making them lose, you know what I mean? Like that, it's just cleanup time. Then you just know who's
did
gonna
you
be
lose
there.
friends? Did you lose friends?
No, you lose touch with people, but I don't think I've lost friends because I went into the shelter system. No,
Can I
I
ask
feel
you a
like
question? I feel like this comes up like a lot. Like sometimes if I'm feeling like down and out in my life, I will legit disappear for like 6 months, a year, and just like be in my little hole and not reach out to people. Like I try not to do that now that I'm older because I'm like, you need to adult. But that was definitely my mechanism. Like I would just disappear from nothing on social media and just be gone. Like, do you get that feeling? Like, is that similar? Like when you're like, because I know that's like a situation where you're not really like, you're not gonna be on Instagram like, hey, today in my shelter we were, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
no, yeah, I completely understand. So no, on a regular, I ghost people on a regular, but has been for years. We ghost each other. You know what I'm saying? And we know this, but I feel like I've eliminated so many people from my circle in the past years, not just this year or when I was in the shelter, that by the time I was struggling with my own struggles, I had the circle of people that I want to fill my cup. So it was people that if I ghost them, they were looking for me, and if they couldn't find me, they knew, what I was going through. I'll try to help out. Yeah. So since like my life prepared me for this situation, but no, I did not purposely. I didn't lose anybody because the people I kind of went in there with already, they already knew my situation and they knew how. It's true loyalty.
Yeah.
Loyalty.
You know what I mean? Loyal Brie.
Hey.
Yeah, that's yes. That's I told Westside because my partner, he does beats and stuff. He does all my music on my YouTube, like all my beats. You know what I mean? So I was telling him like, I just want bells. I want this. I want that. I was like, I want to do something like loyal. He was like, yo, copyright. I was like, no, I'm not saying loyalty. I'm not.
Pro tip, this is what we heard. You can take 30 seconds of a song and not be sued.
Yes, I didn't know that.
Get your little 30 seconds on, ma'am.
Yes.
On that is so funny. Because the fact is, the rule on YouTube is that your intro should only be 20 seconds, girl. And that's why people be putting on things like that because it's 30. Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, and they getting serious out here because you see they got people like you gotta put like I do not own the music, the copyright.
On a live.
It's so
they coming for you.
Yes.
So being a mother is a challenge in itself. But do you think that being a mother in NYC is a little bit more tough, a little bit more gritty? Do you think it's different?
Listen, yes, I feel like
And why?
Okay, so I'm born and raised in New York. I was born in Harlem, raised in the Lower East Side, and kind of had my children in New Jersey and came back. That's my life. So I know the difference between having children in the suburbs and having children in the city.
Mm-hmm.
And I really pride myself in being NYC supermom because the city is so much, this is different. It's colder. It's a cold world out here, and the people your village keep you warm. You know what I mean? Your village keep you warm. So, I want to get a whip soon. I think that's important in the city nowadays because cabbing these days is crazy.
You used to drive when you were in Jersey, right?
Yes, yes. And then when I sold my car, I literally parked it and then sold it. You know what I mean? I thought I was cute. I thought I was cute. I was like, I'm in the city again. But them strollers going up and down the train. Let me tell you, being a New York City mom, I think that's one of the biggest things. Knowing that you're going on a train stop with stairs and no elevator. Let me tell you.
Sabrina, I don't have kids, but that was always been my fear. I'm like, if I have a child in this city, I need to have a car. I see the women carrying that whole stroller with that big ass baby in it up 2 flights of stairs to get to the train, and I'm like, no. And
you see them kind of stop when they see the crowd is coming. That's totally strategy. That's a strategy. You stop. No, you see like 5 people in the back. All right, that's a strong one. He got family. And then you act like you're looking for something. They be like, and you look, and the first one passed by. You like, damn, I thought it was that one. And you'll be shocked. It's the one you didn't even think that was gonna help you. They be like, you can help me. You be like, yo, can you help me? Like, all right. Just hold on to your baby, and just let that person help you. Yeah. I think that's a big struggle in New York City. Not every stop has, but people with disability as well. It's not easy for them to get around either. I was taking their route. You know what I mean? That's how you have to think about. Oh wow, no, on that, I can go on that train stop.
Yeah, it's a real
thing.
Right. I couldn't imagine because I ain't even got kids, and Moni and Skeen can tell you I was lost in NYC. So I couldn't imagine having a baby, trying to figure out where I'm going, looking up, trying to catch the subway, them stairs.
So busy.
And then sometimes that little roller thing don't want to let you through, so you gotta.
If you don't get details, like moms are superheroes because most of the time, whether somebody behind you or not, y'all not thinking about it. Y'all gonna pick up that big ass stroller and run up them flights of steps and be done with it and get to where you need to go.
Mm-hmm.
It's no joke. And
it's no joke.
Go ahead.
Yeah, it's just no joke. It's no joke to what you have to do. The sacrifices you make, motherhood, the sacrifices you make once you leave that hospital. Let me tell you, I was 18. Am I proud of it? My oldest is 10 years old. No. Not at all. But because I was 18 and I had a child, I was pregnant at 17. You know what I'm saying? So just at that time, I was already emancipated from my mom. My mom had passed away. I had nobody else to guide me. You know what I mean? So that's what happened, and I made that decision. But motherhood, once you leave that hospital, you have to remember you will never be single. Never. Mm-hmm. Like that's something that I was. The last time I was single was 18 years old. After you leave that hospital, let me tell you, there's nothing. They could be with they was with their grandmother for their grandparents for a summer, and I still didn't know. I'm like, okay, so what do I do with myself?
Right.
They could go for a day. I'd be like, oh, so I clean their room. I do this. Like that's why I decided to do these things too. To create my YouTube and to create this. It's for them too. It's for them too. They're gonna hear a lot of things in my YouTube, or even anything that I do or create that they probably didn't know about me.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And that's big, and that's important. I have 2 daughters, and 2 daughters in New York City. Let me tell you, I don't know what my daughter. It was in the water or something, but she's growing like a beanstalk. It's so much, bigger than they are, but. My kid still plays with Barbies, and I mentioned that because it shocked somebody one day, and it's like,
how old is she?
10. So she was playing with her 5-year-old sister.
Like 12 years old.
Yeah, but that's not what. First of all, I know somebody who got their daughter got their first nail set at 10. They were like, yeah, it's their birthday. It's 10. I was like, no, I got my first nail set. I was like 14 years old. And I thought I was
so allowance and go. Yeah, 10 years old.
Yeah, exactly. 13. I'm not gonna front. 13. But my thing is like, they have to look forward to certain things. Yeah. And I even tell my partner that, he's like, oh, sometimes he questions me with certain things, and I'm like, yeah, but in the end, you have to think about long term. Like silly, but he scared them. Like when we first started, he scared them at night, and I was like, oh, you know what that's gonna create? They scared at night. You know what I mean? Like they're gonna feel like they're scared at night. You know what I mean? Playing with them or not. In the long term, who's gonna deal with them being scared at night? You know what I mean? That's something so small, and he learned from that one little seed. You know what I mean? Like a mustard seed. He learned something about himself about parenting. You know what I mean? Like it really is long term. No,
everything sticks.
Everything.
Whether
and they're watching more than they're listening, and more than you know.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah. So yeah, motherhood in itself, New York City, anywhere though. Let me tell you, it's no joke. You know what I mean? But when you take it by the horns, you do what you got to do. You got to be loyal to everything you do too. Like, you have to. Your intention on I want my child to be this and like I was saying, playing with Barbies and things like this. Like it's the innocence that you keep in them. You know what I mean? It's not gonna be forever. YouTube is there. They see it. They see TikTok. They see this. Yeah. But when you instill in them that this is not what you're not grown yet. You don't make your own decisions. And I learned that from my aunts and things like that. They will always say, "You don't got no business. You don't got no business." I'd be like, "Oh no, you don't got no business." And until I was, even after I bared my first child at 18, my aunt was still like, "You still don't got no business." And that's when I realized, like, just because you have this damn baby girl, you ain't no adult. Right. You gotta make the adult moves, decisions. And that's when and from that day on, leaving the hospital, I was a woman. And I chose to be that woman. I didn't go back into anybody's house. I didn't do it. I was on my feet. I had to work. I had to do everything. I was working, going to school, City Eyes High School. That was an alternative school. I went downtown, Lower East Side. Listen, let me tell you, they would call me on the phone in social studies and tell me my daughter needed to be breastfed. And I would leave and go downstairs to the daycare that was there because it was there for me. And that's why that's what I'm saying. There's always, when there's a will, there's a way. And I found a school that would allow me to have my child in daycare. You know what I mean? You got to do what you got to do. Damn, I didn't eat anything, but I'm so excited.
See, but chicken is good, fresh or cold for me.
With the hot sauce on the side, let me tell you.
Now, what kind of hot sauce is that? Because it look like sriracha, but
it's from the chicken spot. You know, at that pocket. It's not the greatest.
Okay. They come in a little packet. Oh yeah.
Yeah, like the chicken though. But it be kicking, but then it has the aftertaste. It's not too fun. You know what I'm talking about. Let me see.
I love Trappy's Red Devil. That's mine. It's like a all right, that's not a frame you want to be.
Oh, why did it freeze me like that? They had to freeze you with your mouth open like that.
I know. That out. All right, before we head out, is there any advice? Before we head out, is there any advice, any tips? Would you recommend the shelter system just to leave the people with a message?
Let me tell you, there's more to come for Loyal Brie. Definitely look at those videos if it's something you're going for. But there's going to be so many other topic videos and advice for just being on this earth. Period. You know what I mean? It's only today. You know, look for tomorrow. It's the next day. This is only happening temporary. It's temporary. Things are temporary. Yeah.
All right. Thank you, Loyal Brie, for stopping by.
Loyal Brie.
Hey, Loyal Brie.
That's a song.
Thank you, guys. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you for coming by.
All right, if you're trying to find Loyal Brie on Instagram at loyal_BRIE, and you can find her on YouTube under Brie's Threads and learn all about New York City shelter system and being a New York City super mom. Until next time, family, it's brunch.
For those of you who think you need more at home.
For those of you who feel they need to ask for anything.
For those who just need a little nourishment.
We have that at home.
Brunch. We eating, laughing, talking, and having a good old time.